What's up, everybody? Bringing you a quick market recap here right now. It's 2 a.m. on Eastern time, so it's a little late, but some interesting things going on. So I thought I'd do a quick video to go through those things. First thing here, go to cryptocurrency market cap and kind of what's standing out. Some of the biggest news, in my opinion, right now is the performance for Tron. It has had a great day and it's made itself into the top 10. So I think that's pretty significant. This coin went from, it's come out of nowhere. Last week or two, it's been around, I think, rank 18, and it's just really done well over the last few sessions. You're kind of taking down Dash, Neo, Monero, some of these really more, classic or kind of older established coins. And it's really taken, a good run. Will it stick? Who knows? I mean, it's really, really kind of had a run. I don't know what any significant news is out there on it other than some tweeting earlier by the founder about crypto doggies. I don't know much about that, and so whether that'll stick or not, we'll see. What's also interesting here is Ripple is on a rip yet, up 43% today. So nearing $4 here on the market cap. I know it's a little different on each exchange, more around the $2, $2.50 mark. So, but still, just doing phenomenally well. Really giving Bitcoin, some consideration here at these higher levels. Just kind of showed Ethereum a thing or two, and you got Bitcoin here at 33% dominance. So that's pretty low. I think the lowest. We'll take a quick look if we can get that real quick here. Yeah, its dominance is hitting an all-time low here. So the threat is real, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun there on that. This could be just kind of an a bit of an overreaction to Ripple and some momentum, some FOMO playing in here, and things could, always switch around. But I think there's definitely a switching of the chairs on the deck, so to speak, some real market rotation out of the big guy and into the alts, which just has been clear last few days. So we'll take a look at that in the charts now. Right here, Bitcoin. So the main thing that if you've seen on some of my other videos that I've kind of pointed out that I look at is this moving average here. You can see a lot of buying opportunities generally on the weekly, but right now kind of looking at a daily scale of it to get a little bit more, these comments here are really for the next maybe a week or two of plays. I think the market's kind of in a flux right now, so not so much long-term positions that or setups that I'm looking at, but more kind of short-term stuff. Trying to not be too settled on the market at the moment because it's just still not sure which way it's heading. But with Bitcoin looking here on the daily, on this moving average, what's concerning me is that this line's kind of just, it's kind of flattening out. It's not really keeping that upward pointing momentum. And the price is really just kind of closed under it, or had a hard time getting over that level. So more downside could be in store here. It did break this downward trend just momentarily, so we'll see how that works out. If it can hold this area and close up, then we'll probably be on our ways for new highs. But right now, I'm biased towards a further downtrend with just the general kind of market in the way that it's moving into altcoins and things like Tron having gone into top 10. So it's interesting times, and we'll see how it plays out. Just kind of keeping ear close to the ground right now. So this is with Bitcoin, my concerns, and we'll look at now Litecoin and kind of just go down this list. Litecoin's kind of suffering from that same thing. Its moving average is just kind of flattened out, and it looks like it could still pull back a little bit. We'll see. Obviously, nothing's certain. But I think those two right now are just lacking a story, so to speak, whereas you get into Ethereum, and it really has performed well. Looking at that moving average, we can see here some nice setups and some bounces off of it, and we had that right here, and it held it, and it's moved higher. And this might be part of the altcoin kind of move because they're all based upon an Ethereum, so I guess that benefits it in a way. So of the top three right now, Ethereum's definitely thriving. And that's why I think maybe Bitcoin still has some downside in it. And we'll see another reason here in a minute. Moving down to this list, not really any particular order, just kind of how I have them there. And just these are just things that I've been watching for the last few weeks. I'm most familiar with. I'm not saying that these are the best coins or anything like that. Just ones that are kind of been on my radar. If you guys have any suggestions on coins and want some of my kind of feedback on it, then be sure to add a comment and be glad to do that. Also, remember, this is not investment advice. Just kind of giving you my perspective on what I'm seeing in the market and what I'm expecting. So we moved on here to IOTA, kind of moving along quickly. I want to like this coin, but the pattern's not really talking to me too well. I see a move up here, again, flattening out of that average, and what almost looked to be like a head and shoulders play here, which would make sense on its climb. So this could be a descending neckline here that it could be looking to visit, test, and maybe break lower. And if it does, we could see IOTA, it made that major dip on the Christmas sale day down to 110, maybe a foreshadowing of things to come, and this thing could very well come back down into the this area here of support of $1. So I want to buy IOTA. I like that it's above the moving average right now, but I just don't like the overall pattern. So hesitant on that one. Moving down here to XEM or NEM. This has done very well, and it's kind of played off that moving average. It just really, you could have grabbed some anywhere along this line here with some, tight stops, and really benefited from that. It's had a great move. It's just one of those things that played well off these averages ever since it broke out of this really long channel here that it had. It's just really done well. So one to watch, probably overbought for now, looking for a pullback if we can get that. Moving on here to Bitcoin Cash, which kind of further speaking to that thought that Bitcoin may have some more pullback in it, this being the yin and the yang of Bitcoin. This chart looks good to me right now on the daily. This average is pointing up, and the price has broke above it, and it's trying to hold. Right now it's getting a little bit of a push down. We'll see how this plays out in the next session or two, but I like that this trend here was broke. It's pulling back for a test and may move up, and which would play into the dominance being lost in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin loses its dominance and falls in price. Natural assumption is that this would move up in price, just the way that they've had the duality. So that plays into my narrative in my head. Never know. This could definitely be on the way down as well with Bitcoin as the altcoins kind of make their rotation in. But I'm kind of bullish on this just based upon the moving average and the patterns here. So let's move down next to XRP Ripple. We kind of know what's going on here. This thing is just skyrocketing. Gone from 22 cents now to 3.15 on this exchange, the Bittrex exchange. So I'm not sure where market cap is getting the $3.50, $4 mark at, but it's doing well regardless. And again, hard to say to jump in right now because it's so far away from this moving average, but it's kind of a phenomenal move and breaking the mold, so to speak. So move on here next to EOS. This is another really nice setup. Right here, again, it's pulled back. It's breaking above this trend down, and it kind of played really nice on that moving average there as well. Could have picked some up right when it kind of started proving itself on that, and had a pretty nice set there. So that's looking good. Next one down on the list is Vertcoin. I want to like this coin. Some of the reading and understanding about the technology is interesting. It's a Lightning Network coin, but it's just not looking good on the text right now. It's underneath this moving average, and that moving average is pointing down. So it's definitely a hold off for now until it can kind of reclaim that upward movement. Next would be Monero. I think this has got one of the better setups. You have the moving averages kind of pointed up well, and it pulled back, and it's just kind of holding itself on that. So if we can get any closer to this moving average, that'd probably be a good time to try to just start building a position on this one. It could very well be heading up and making some new highs here soon, as the altcoin market just kind of still taking itself to new highs. So as the Bitcoin dominance is dropping. So Monero is looking really nice, I think, as far as the setup goes. Next one down is Lumens, and this is another one that's just really performed right there along with Ripple. And honestly, I mean, this has gone now from 20 cents up to $1. Not quite as significant, but still really powerful in the last few sessions. Similar thing. It had a nice run. It did a little consolidation into that moving average area, and then it just popped right off that into the sky. So well done on that one. Neo has been doing well, not as quick moving necessarily, but some really powerful trend here, down from around 30s up to now 100. This has been a very good performing coin. So right now it's hard to say where it's heading. I think you're going to get some pullback, and anywhere near this blue line may be something that's of interest. So moving down, OMG, very similar to Neo looking. Again, looking for that pullback at this point, but anything could happen. $20 coin. It has broke out from its high range here and seems to be doing pretty well. I'm not sure of much news on it at this point, so maybe do a little reading there and see what we can find. Dash is also looking a lot like Monero. I think those two were moving together recently, and they kind of continue to look that way. Another great opportunity, it looks like, right here on that moving average. If it can hold that with the moving average still kind of pointing up, so that one's looking good. These next few coins here, Pay and Core, I'm not too sure. I just kind of have them on here from a while ago. I don't really look at them too much, but they're a little different play out on patterns here. They kind of look the same. This is kind of rounding bottom, pattern here, and the moving averages are pointing up, looking okay. But there's a lot of overhead resistance, it looks like right now, that just needs a break. So I would like to see that get taken out before really kind of looking at too much closer. We can see that also here on Core, kind of a rounding bottom, and just kind of trying to get up and over that level, and hasn't really been able to. So, if we can break that in here, then maybe these are interesting coins at that point. This could almost be considered like a little double bottom here, even though it's not at the bottom of the trend. It's topped, almost like a cup and handle, almost like a Adam and Eve bottom. So strange pattern. This could trend down a little bit more before making its breakout up. So I'm not too familiar with these guys, but they're just kind of on here from the past, and I just kind of keep my eye on them for just a general market. Steam It dollars, or Steam dollars. This one is I can't understand it. It's just done insanely well on some of these moves here. Some really powerful movement from dollar to 16 times. And I thought, my understanding was this supposed to be a more stabilized coin, something like a USDT almost. So I don't understand it. Can't say. I can say is right now this is flattening out, and it is underneath. So maybe kind of looking to pull back. I think with this strong, quick move up, you could get an inverse reaction just as easily. So a little scary, a little overbought in my opinion right now. Not according to the RSI, of course, but can't really say much on that one. It's really on the list here just because of how incredible it's been moving. Augur, I looked into this briefly here, and not sure I quite understand the concept of the project. It seems to be kind of some betting algorithms, something to do with weather. I'm not 100% sure, but the pattern looks really sharp right now. Your line's moving up, you're resting on that area, you got pretty much classic bold triangle here, and if it could break up and hold in this area, that would probably be a very good chance that it could revisit its highs. So this could be a decent entry around here on this blue average line. So watching this one close, I want to try to do a bit more reading and see if I can figure out what's going on. Ethereum Classic. This is again just kind of on here because it's Ethereum and I've just been watching it. Maybe another little head and shoulders type of pattern playing here. So it's hard to be excited about this right now. Moving average is kind of tamed out, and we'll be watching it. But if it can hold above here and start to curl back up, this may make some new highs here. It's really been kind of surprise, I would say, to a lot of people, the performance that it's had, this movement here. So continue to be watched, but not too sure on what that's caused by. So here, it's going on to Tron. Once again, we talked about this earlier on, and yeah, it's just really boomed. So again, not sure what's causing that. It's definitely seems to be beyond a time to buy at the moment. I would wait a little bit. The moving averages really don't seem to have any relevancy here right now. They did back in this area, seemed to play okay. You had your kind of triangle pattern breakout. But this coin's gone again from pretty much nowhere to a top 10 coin in a very short time. I know the founder is very vocal on Twitter and may have something to do with that. How usable this technology is something to be debated. I plan to do a little white paper review or delving into, and maybe we can get some conversation going there. Move on now here to Poe. Poe is interesting to me. I like so far what I've kind of come to understand about it. It seems to be interesting and possibly useful. The whole concept of paying and kind of working with developers or content creators, and even kind of having some copyright technology, concepts there. I like the coin. I liked it back on this dip here. I got in a little bit of it because I just like the cost. So this is kind of one that this is not really a technical one here, more of a fundamental one. Don't want to pump or bash any of these coins, but maybe create a little conversation here on this one briefly. That I thought the concept is interesting, and the site looked pretty well put together. So I thought that this was a worthwhile coin. If any of you guys have any feedback on this, positive or negative, be sure to share it. Glad to hear it. Throw a comment in there and let me know what you think. It's doing well today. It's had a pretty good performance. We're kicking up 30% right now. Not sure what's in store for it, obviously, because it's just kind of a Wild West one, but so far, good day on that one. XVG, a lot of criticism here, McAfee Gate, whatever you want to call it. I really don't know what the fuss is. Maybe I'm missing something, but this coin has gone from nothing to insanely high. We're on dollar. This went from sub penny to 15, 20 cent, and it pulled down to 11, 10. And everyone's, I think, freaking out. I mean, this thing is so incredibly high. I know it had a release of its software, and it was lackluster, if that. But technically looking at this looks healthy, and it could still be on its way up. Moving average pointing up, resting on that, holding pretty well. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice here, but an example of how to play this one may be even entering right here and just having a very tight stop down here below the 12. If you get a close at 12 and under, or 12.50 under, maybe somewhere in that area, or here, 12, get out quickly. And it could collapse very fast. Put your limits orders in and let this wind out a little bit, but this has moved up. We could do a quick fib on this and see that you pull back to the 6.1, which it's a little deep, but it's a pretty decent level. It's holding right now at around 50. So I'm not sure why everyone's really panicking on this one here and throwing a lot of the hate around on it, but looking at it, it technically looks to be set up for some more upside. Can't be for sure, but we're watching. This was another McAfee pump, so just kind of got on my radar for that reason. It's been in a trend up before that. Looks to kind of be consolidating. Not sure, kind of overlooking this one. Moving on to Steam itself, not Steam dollars, but Steam. And it's had a really nice run up the last few days. Can see kind of that it's just another example of this moving average with its upward pointing kind of position, and hitting that rest, pull, spiked, pull back, rest into that moving average area, and really just accelerated up. So we can kind of see, over and over again how this pattern really tends to work, or this average tends to kind of have a good signal. It's not every time. There's going to be failures. I'm not looking at the failures, obviously. I'm looking at the ones that did work. Well, I'm not even saying that accurately. I'm really just looking at my list, but we're seeing the ones that work. I'm sure if we go out and look, we'll find ones that fail, but these are tickers I've been watching for quite some time. It's not like I went out and handpicked them for this presentation, just kind of showing you how the basket of stocks or currencies I've been looking at are playing to this pattern, because we're in a bullish trend right now, or a phase right now, especially for the altcoins. Moving on here, I think this is more Bitcoin Cash, just different pairing of it. similar thing. Again, looking like it's got a nice setup here to bounce off that. That's that. I think I have another Tron pair here. So you can see a little clearer that bounce off there. Again, that did happen. So that's my market cap review. We'll take it back to the crypto market cap one more time, and we're going to see we're at 760 billion market cap. It's insane, and we can take a quick look at the top performing coins. My goodness, Tron is up 106, followed by some Experience Project. Not sure what that one is. Is that no, that is not. And so here we BitBay, Nexius, NEM. Again, this has been one of my kind of more favorite coins. It's really performing well now, $2 nearly. IoT Chain, Dent, and Poet. Ripple kind of rounding that out there. And further down, Stellar, another great one. Cardano, that's one I haven't really put on my list too much, but it's, again, another one doing great. So we can see, you know, some really powerful moves. And then loser-wise, Bitcoin Cash and Exabytes Railblocks, Litecoin even. Didn't realize that took such a hit, but not that bad overall. These could be some nice pullbacks, but out of these ones here that I recognize as Bitcoin Cash, I think that one has the potential for some upside here soon, so I'll be watching that one. But yeah, guys, this is, you know, try to keep it quick. Market recap went a little longer than I thought. Let me know any comments you have. Thumbs up, thumbs down, like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Let me have it, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.